Well, hello there, it's me, Gazbot. I am here for a Gazbot's Toy Shots, an Action Activate, toy review, a whatever. I have a toy, it's Power Rangers related, I'm going to open it. It's an unboxing, it's a review, it's a playtime date with your old buddy Gazbo. Let's get into it. Okay, so bear with me. Let me flip this around. What we have here is Dino Fury Red Megazord, basically, or Zord. It's weird because it's so big, it's basically a Megazord, but we also don't know what they're called yet. Or, actually, it might be floating around online, but I haven't looked online, and they haven't revealed it in the show yet, because as of now, only episode 1 is on. But this is not that. This is from Ryusoulger, which is the Sentai counterpart, and looking at the listing, I have not seen Ryusoulger at all, so I don't know that. I basically got this on the strength of it being a cool robot. I don't know if I like Ryusoulger. I just only watched one episode of Dino Fury, but it's a very cool red dinosaur-themed robot, and it's very cohesive. I love the Megazords that look cohesive and don't look like a bunch of Kibble garbage. So, but the Japanese name, as best I could tell, it's from Ryusoulger, as I said, and it says it's the Kishiryu Sentai Series 1 Ryusoulger DX KishiRyuOh. Or RyuOh? KishiRyuOh. There you go. Great. That's your Japanese lesson. Don't listen to me. Now, you'll notice the box is all smashed up. Why? Because it's a warehouse Amazon inspected thing. Here, let me turn on a light so you can see things a little bit better. And my understanding is, and you can see it's still sealed. It hasn't been opened, but the box is jammed up. And that box being jammed up means that I got this for $33 instead of the $50 or $60 that is retail, or whatever price it goes for now later on the collector market. I am not an inbox collector, so I do not care. Matter of fact, not only am I not an inbox collector, but I prefer to not have a box, because since I open them up, I am tempted to want to keep the boxes. If it's vintage or if it's Japanese, I almost always keep the box. Or if it's a high-end American collectible. Most things, Marvel Legends, Black Series, standard, Lightning Collection releases, I throw the box out because I just don't have room for it. And I am never going to put it back in the box and display it that way. Hopefully I never sell it, but if I do, well, then I just take the hit on the little bit of value the box may have given me. But a box like this, again, being Japanese and special, I would normally keep it, but it's so beat up, oh my gosh, I can't open it because it's crunched here. It won't let me, pull it out, so I'm going to have to open the other end, too. But a Japanese box like this, I will throw out because it is so crunched, no one's going to care about the value. And again, I don't plan on selling this anytime soon. But of course, I never plan on selling anything I buy, but being collectors, if you do it long enough, you either lose interest in the thing, a better version comes out, you're short on cash, you're short on shelf space, or a myriad of other reasons. And I might actually have to end up destroying this box to get it out. I just gotta rip it. Sorry for those of you that this will hurt, but I literally can't pull the tray out. I don't know if it was crushed or water damage or what, but even if it's water damage, there might be electronics in here. I'm not even sure if there is electronics in here. Usually they have electronics, but it doesn't seem like water damage because it would have those circles and stuff, so I think it was just crushed. But anyway, that's the end of that part of the box. And the instructions look okay. And then inside, it looks in perfect condition. See, it's perfectly brand new. So let's open these guys up, or pull these guys out, I should say. Dropping stuff all over the floor here. Okay. And get rid of the tray. Okay, now, usually what I do is I don't look at the instructions first. I usually just sort of pull everything out. Notice how well it's wrapped. Every little piece is in a bag, which I like. Oop, there's the feet. Oh my gosh, so much. Here's the tail. And so, yeah, I don't know that I will get any of the American ones. I don't know if I'll get any more of the Japanese ones, but I'd kind of been watching this even before Dino Fury was announced, just from Ryusoulger, just because, again, I thought it was a really cool robot. And I don't get all the Zords from the Japanese or the American. I kind of pick and choose. I get more of the Ranger, figures. I get almost all the Rangers. But with the Zords, because of space and money, and also my aesthetic tastes, almost every Ranger I can find something I like, but some Zords I just really don't like. So there's the main bottle. Hold on a second. I had some Power Rangers music in the background that just changed. There we go. So here's the main body. And as you can see, it's, like I said, it's almost a Megazord already. Now, I know that this turns into a Tyrannosaurus Rex type monster. I'm going to just go ahead and try to build the robot first and go from there. So it's missing the head. My understanding of the gimmick, I think of both American and Japanese, you get these keys. Now this key is definitely much cooler than the ones I've seen the Americans. It's like 3D. It feels more like a Gokaiger Ranger key. Oh, does it have a flip? It actually has the button, so I could... That's very cool. Oh, man. That's super cool. I wish they had that for the Gokaiger keys, but I'm not going to start... Well, I know they have a special set for them, for a few of them, but... All right, let me get this in here. I'm going to do a quick pause. So, if you look, there is a groove here, and because I was trying to put it in, it wasn't quite fitting because you have to align the groove on the back here, and you can see there's pins and things, so it's definitely like a Gokaiger key where it's going to trigger certain sounds, I guess, depending on which head you put in, which also confirms there's electronics. Now, I don't know, is there an on-off switch that I didn't flip, or batteries I need to put in? That I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to try to put it in, and we'll see what happens. So, there's the front. All right, it's locked in. Looks good. I don't know if that light's helping or not. Let me turn that light off for a minute. I think it might actually be better without the light, huh? But it is not... it is not turning on. So, let me see. Is there a switch? That looks like a switch, but it does nothing. All right, well, we'll come back to that. Let's check out the articulation. The arms go up and down. It would be weird if they went up. And that was it forever, or you had to spin it. I guess I have seen toys where you have to spin it all the way around. It's nice and clicky, ratchety. And, oh, geez. I was going to say he has a waist swivel, but when I turned the waist, oh, I see. Let's fix that. I thought you could turn him at the waist, but it's actually part of the transformation, so that knocked the arm off. Luckily, these things are all modular, so I'll just click that right back in there. There we go. All right. And the legs, let's check the legs. Legs can kick up. I keep knocking the arms off. Up and down, they go backwards. There's no joints at the elbows or the knees. Or wait, is there? Yeah, the elbow looks like there is, but there isn't. And so, yeah, there's this twist, but that doesn't actually help. That's just transformation. So it's kind of like an old-fashioned, what they call 5 POA, where the legs and the arms go up. The head doesn't turn. So it's actually a 4 POA. But I still like the look. It's very consistent and cool. Alright, so now we have all these extra pieces. So again, not looking at the... this angle's a little weird. I'm going to switch the angle of the camera. That's a little better, I think. So again, I haven't looked at the instructions. I haven't even looked at the pictures on the box. I have seen images of this character online and stuff, so I'm kind of going by memory of that, plus what it feels like it should be. So that looks like it should be on the front there, like a big old chomp. Plus, they all have these sort of like Lego-looking connectors. So obviously, there are certain spots that it can and can't go. These are like... Plus, some of this might be optionals, too. But I feel like, okay, cannons. Should they go off like this? Maybe off to the side. Okay. It kind of builds them up a little bit. We'll move them back here. So these cannons. And these actually are articulated, so you can go up and down. That's kind of cool. And then he's got these little drills. I'll put them on the arms, maybe. That makes sense, because you'd punch and drill. Do they turn? No, they don't do anything. Also, there's... yeah, and so, like, I could put the drills on the knees, too. It's all very modular. That's kind of cool. All right, I just adjusted the brightness because I realized things were getting a little blown out. I used to have a better setup for doing toy reviews and stuff, but I haven't done that in a while, so I'm just kind of doing this at my desk as a one-off. But what I was saying is, like, yeah, the drills and everything, it also looks like I could maybe put it on to be going forward. So there's a lot of modularity in terms of, like, these are weapons and do whatever you want with them. So I like that. I'm sure there's a right way to do it. And being who I am, I'll probably look at, like, the pictured official way to do it. And if I like that, I'll stick with it. If not, then maybe I'll decide to modify a little bit. There are these, which look like when he turns into the T-Rex monster. They would snap on there. And actually, I'm just going to snap them on there now because it'll give him more stability. The connectors are different. It's got a little, like, tension pin thing into that I-beam. So I guess, no, there's not really, I thought this foot would move, but it doesn't, so I'll just stick these in there. Oh man, why can I not get that in there? It looks like the black part of the foot should move. Oh, there we go. Oh, so it just snaps right in. Okay, I was overthinking it. All right, so they're not technically probably supposed to be there, but I don't know where else to store them, and it'll give them more stability for now. Kind of want to tilt him back a little bit like that. Oh, yeah, I kind of like that. Well, it doesn't show up good on camera, but he's sort of like, rah, grah, poof, shooting fire or whatever. But for now, I'll keep him like this. And then we got the tail. Now the tail, again,
I could sort of snap. I guess I could snap it here for storage. I feel like it's probably supposed to be a sword, but I don't. No, maybe not. I don't know because it doesn't look good. So that's basically him. I like him, especially for. I think I said I paid 33. So for 33, he's great. Here's the funny thing. A while back, I got by a while back, I mean like a year or two ago for Christmas, I got a Ryusoulger like smaller pack of just 2 of them, and again, it was like super cheap on sale, which is why I put it on my Christmas list. And I got it, and hold on, I'm gonna reach for it right now. It was blue, and pink, which is funny because this was even before. I don't know how Ryusoulger started in terms of the order of bringing in characters, but in Dino Fury, these were the first 3 we saw, specifically this one, and then Red. So it's like I have that team already. I think this set has gone up since, but you could buy a full set and whatever. But the reason I got them was, again, they were cheap, and I just wanted to try them out. And I guess I already knew about these little flip things, but it had been a year or two, so I forgot. But you can see that they both have different heads that could go on there, and I could just swap those out right now. I don't love that the color doesn't match, but I guess if I put enough, if I put this big blue honker on there, it starts to match a little bit more. This face is okay, the blue one. The pink one, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the original the best, I think, of the 3. They're all pretty good, actually. None of them are terrible, but at least for now, we're going to stick with this. But I did like, and actually, well, you know what? I'll come back to these in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and consult the picture on the box that I've pretty much destroyed, and see. Let's see. So it shows. I have it exactly backwards. It has the drills on the shoulders and the guns on the hands, which seems counterintuitive to me because he'd punch with a drill, whatever. And then you can see that's when he's turned into the dinosaur. But it does show that you can do all kinds of different stuff. Oh, and it does have the feet on the back, so I guess I did that right. So theoretically, I should next try to turn him into the dinosaur, but I'm going to skip that step because right on here, it shows you blue and pink can go there. And this is why I chose this set in addition to it being on sale, because it was like, oh, it's a nice, cool sword. And so and this is, I guess, a shield or whatever, but and it makes the arms bigger, because I'm not a big fan of the Super Deluxe Ultimate Gatai million power one, but this is less powered than even a normal Megazord, because it's just the red Zord with weapons on it, as opposed to, 5 Zords combined plus an extra. Before I do that, though, I suppose I should look into if there's an on-off switch, which I believe there is. All right, I don't think there is an on-off switch. I don't think there is electronics, which is funny because the last Megazord I bought in any capacity was from Q Ranger, which is just all about light and sound, and I love that. But I guess the reason they have the different individual keys is for when you put it into the Morpher or the Sword, you get different sounds. But for this, there isn't. I am looking, though, that there are different modes I guess I should try out. In addition to just turning it into the T-Rex thing, you can take these parts off, the head and the tail, and kind of combine them on the arm. Let me see how we do this here. Where do we... Should look... Instead of looking at the instructions, I'm looking at the box. So there's a picture on the box that shows it kind of going like this. So do one of these have... Oh, I guess you do it like this. So you have to connect it in that side. So it's kind of like Lego-y, where you kind of have to figure stuff out. So you're doing it that way so that you can then connect here. Sorry for the sloppy camera work. I'm having a hard time with this. Why can I not get it to snap on there now? All right, you know what? Fine. Fine, you guys win. I'll look at the instructions. All right, so I looked at the instructions. I kind of had it right, but you actually have to stack this one, then plug this one, then get that. Otherwise, it keeps hitting the hand. And then this one is just to make it longer and appear that it's connecting to the tail up top. If I turn it this way, you can see it's a whole big long thing. I like this okay. It's not my preferred mode. I think it's fun. As a kid, I would definitely enjoy having this other mode. And you still have a gun on this hand, so it's like pow, 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 pow. Actually, oh, you can kind of get a little... If you don't turn it all the way and make the arms fall off, you can kind of... Yeah. But what I do like is that there are some other Zords where that would have just been the arm. Like I'm thinking of the Dino Thunder Zord, for example, and I prefer the Zords to have hands, if possible, or at least some kind of gripping, like maybe if that was the arm. But there are some, actually speaking of Q Ranger, which I like, they don't really even have hands, and I don't really like that. So this is a fun option, not the way I would normally keep it. And it shows how you can do it on the other side. Well, I guess I can show you real quick. It's kind of the inverse. Stack 2 guns, and then you put the tail, so the tail becomes, instead of like a big chompy thing, you get the tail sword whippy thing, I guess. So it kind of goes like this. There we go. And then because you only needed 2, you could put the drills up top, and then that's the kind of mode there. I didn't snap it in. Oh, and you can put this back on here. I'm not going to bother with all that. They're both kind of cool modes, but I know myself well enough to know that I'm not going to keep them in those almost ever. So I'll go ahead and put it in the dinosaur mode, but I won't make you watch. All right, and I think I have this transformed correctly into the T-Rex. It's pretty good. And this is one of the things I liked about this, is that it had an alt mode, and they both looked pretty good. It kind of reminds me of the Quantum Rex, although I've never owned that toy, but just the way the colors and the basic transformation and everything else. It is a little weird because you can still see the hole where the head would go, and if you put the head in, then it looks very strange. I don't think these are supposed to represent people, but if I was a kid, I definitely would be like, haha, now I'm the pilot. Here we go. I shouldn't have turned that light on. I'm the pilot. Here we go, kind of thing, because it does look a little weird. It shows to put these cannons here, but I feel like putting a cannon here would be better because it'd help distract from that empty spot. The other thing is this button that I didn't know what it was on the bottom right here. It locks the legs, so it gets to here and it clicks into place, so it's super stable. It's not falling over. But what's interesting is a lot of the photography sort of shows it from this angle, sort of shows it from like this angle, like I'm having a hard time, something like that. So it's sort of covering up the hole in the weird posture. So I kind of want to have it be up like this, a little bit more aggressive, like, here we go, but then it doesn't lock. So I like that it has the lock for stability. I wish I could have it be up higher. It's fine. I definitely like the robot better, but it is good. So I'm going to turn it back into a robot now. And I'm going to pause. I will say it does have a fairly simple transformation once you get used to it. There's only like 2 or 3 moving parts. Yes, there's a bunch of parts forming, which I know people don't like, but it feels very, to use a overused word sometimes, toyetic. I think this is a great toy for kids. The way it plays, like, it looks good. It doesn't look cheap. It's got good paint and stuff like that. But it's easy. It feels sturdy. It's easy to play with. I keep having trouble getting in frame. I don't know why. He's such a tall boy. Oh, you know what? Because if I have that on, I can't push him back as far. So just pretend that's in there. I was gonna put him up in his standard mode, but I want to play with these guys. So I'll go ahead and pull off his red head, and I'll go ahead and flip out. I can't even do it right. Go ahead and flip out. But actually, to do it, I have to flip it around this way. Choop. Dun, 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 blue. I'll do my own sound effects. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, this is kind of a cool helmet. It's just the fact, notice it's not even the fact the helmet's blue. It's all the blue kibble around it, but I guess that's to make it, well, because it's the key. Whatever, it's fine. All right, so I'm not going to consult the instructions. Oh, there is another mode, by the way. I'll go ahead and just show you the picture on the box. There is another mode, vanilla mode. Let me see if I can get that. Okay, so you have... Well, this is just an alternate version of him with one of the weapons. But you can see there's like the standard mode with a weapon. Then there's... Oh, look at that T-Rex is standing up high. Okay, so I'm a fool. Apparently... Okay. I gotta get in here manually. That's the T-Rex I built. That's what I consider the standard version of the robot. Then they're saying down here, okay, go ahead and use it as a weapon. And then you go further down, and there's alternates. And you can kind of see one of the alternates is the T-Rex standing up, which I guess is not what it looks like in the show, but might be my preferred version. And then there's this weird little battle station thing, which I don't know if it's in the show or not, but I hate it. So we're not going to do that. I'm not even going to bother with it. But very modular, very playable. Like I said, I see why it's a good kid's toy. It makes me curious how Hasbro's going to handle this. But for now, I'm going to just try to do that mode with the blue and pink going by the box art. Once again, I apologize for the terrible camera work. I'm just, what I should have done is taken the time to set this up right, because now I have to keep stopping and readjusting, and it's making me, it's probably taking just as long as it would have if I had just like done a proper setup to begin with. All right, so that goes on there. You know what? the blue does work. Now that I start putting the blue, like, it does start working. And then this goes out this way. If I can get it on there. And then a drill on top. Now, obviously, again, this is all like seasoned to taste, but I'm just trying to do it the official way. So that's the official blue. And I could leave it like that, but I do have pink. So we'll see here. And I can see why you had to have all these extra guns and stuff, which if you get just red is fine because it gives you extra pieces to play with, but they are necessary connector pieces. Well, semi-necessary connector pieces for the rest. Either in the case of the red, Tyrannosaurus head, you absolutely need it to make it fit. But in the case of some of the other stuff, it just makes it look fuller and more like it's meant to be there, as opposed to just a slapped-on thing, whatever. All right, so there we go. So it's the top parts are a little weird. So we got like the sword and the shield, and then spikes and a hammer up top, which to me is unnecessary, but it does kind of add to the width of the figure. I would like if I could have like a little bit of blue or pink down here to spread around, but I guess when you get black and green, that's what starts happening. So let me pull this guy out and put pink in, see what that looks like. Ready. Okay. Cha. Pink, take control. I like that it has the visor down. I don't like it as much just because it has no face, so I would leave blue in like that. Or actually, let's go back to the original. What? Oh, I forgot to flip it out. Yes. Okay. I am doing awesome. There we go. So yeah, this is probably the way I will display it. I mean, I might mess with it a little bit. I might decide to take off the, let's see what happens right now. If I just take off the top piece like that. I kind of like that better. And then let me see if I put this on here. Adds a little bit of that pink flare I was talking about. See? I might do that. I also might change these drills for the guns, because again, I feel like the guns should be on the shoulders, not the drills. That's not bad. You can see I tilted it so you can see my monitor I'm watching myself on. Yeah, I'm glad I got this auxiliary set. I don't know that I'm going to get any more, especially because now the prices have started going up. But I do like what I have. So let's cut back to me. Cut back to me. So the verdict, I like it. It's like I said, it's very toy-like. A lot of the newer ones are, though, to be fair, compared to some of the older. There's no die cast, but the paint is really good. I wish there was some electronics, just even if it's just like a roar when I plugged it in or something. But it's a good presence on my shelf. The proportions are good. It feels very unified. Like I said, I'm not going to go out of my way to get more auxiliary Zords, but if I saw them cheap, I'd get them. I am curious what Hasbro's going to do with the Power Rangers version. I can't see them doing anything much better than this. But maybe they'll probably have lights and sound, so maybe they'll be going on a whole different direction. But yeah, I enjoy it. For $33, this is an absolute steal. It's great. For $50 or $60, it's like, okay, if you like it, get it. More than that, no. I know I keep harping on the light and sound, but that's because the Ninja one had light and sound, and I feel like most of them have light and sound, but I don't have all of them, so I don't know. But nevertheless, I like it, and it's good, and it makes me happy, and I will put it on a shelf. Maybe one of these shelves, maybe a shelf downstairs. I'm going to have to do some rearranging because I don't have a spot picked out for it yet. I'm happy that I'm able to just throw away the box. Like I said, if it was in good shape, I'd feel compelled morally to keep it, either because one day if I sell it, it's worth more, or just like to preserve a piece of history or something, from Japan that's harder to come by here. I'm blabbling and blathering, but I do like this toy. I'm glad I got it. I'm thrilled I got it for the price I got it. Like I said, and then the auxiliary Zords, I want to say it was less than $20 for the auxiliary Zords. So I feel like shipping, tax, and both of them, I paid $50 for all of this, and I'm happy to have done that. And actually, I didn't even pay that much because somebody bought me the other set as a gift. So, but just value-wise, it was $50. So if you get it on sale, or if you see it loose or whatever, I do recommend it. Not just if you're a Power Rangers fan or a Ryusoulger fan or a Dino Fury fan, but it's just a cool looking robot, and it's got a lot of presence and the modularity of it. Like if a kid, I think a kid would like this even if they didn't know Power Rangers at all. It's just a cool dinosaur robot that transforms, and I collect Transformers too, and it's easier to transform than most Transformers nowadays. And it's got all the different ways you could do it. It's got a lot of playability. I thumbs up it. All right, thanks. Bye.